welcome, guys. OG Merpe here with you. We are gonna get started playing Wednesday night D&D. I am the normal DM for this night. We have the opportunity to have all three of my players here with us. The players also have a commoner escaped contract breaker, otherwise commonly known as a runaway slave, who they have rescued and has been tagging along with them, and they've grown very attached to. Um, we're about to get into some recap, and then we'll get going for the night. Couple, quick things before we get going. Always glad to have you guys here, and if you have any questions for me or the players, please feel free to ask. Here we go.
But
All right, guys.
Well,
Are we ready for recap? We're gonna.
Yeah.
Oh,
You did disconnect.
We got a DC. Rutro.
Oh,
I can still hear his voice. As long as we still got Daniel here with us, we can do the recap.
okay. It just showed me. Yeah, I didn't think I'd disconnect, but here go. You can go ahead and do the recap while I get back in.
Well, I can, or one of your party members can. I like to hear what your guys' perception of the last week is.
Andreas, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Okay, so let's see. We took a very completely normal and of no importance goblin captive to the town of the Ruinswick, and once we reached the town, the thing that we were doing with that we were going to do with Charas happened. Nothing happened to the goblin. Of course, they're completely safe and sound. We did not harm them in a way. We definitely did not kill them. And
we 100% did not kill a goblin who may or may not have been of royal status within a certain clan, who may or may not have the best standing with Castle Roll.
Yeah, and Calorol may or may not, definitely didn't, show up and take pride in the fact
well, hold
that
on.
we did
That's weird. Why would Calorol show up if you didn't kill anybody? I thought he only shows up to collect bodies.
He was paying us a visit. He was being friendly.
Oh, he was being friendly this time. Okay.
Yeah,
he was being nice.
You see, Tim tripped and scraped his ass, and Calorol wanted to come and eat it.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me make a little note here. All right. Okay. All right.
But
I'm sorry. Calorol stopped by. He wanted to say hi. What?
Yeah, he said hi, and he was like, "Hey, I have this really cool trinket that you can have." And it was a gold coin. And then he went,
takes backsies, and took it back.
Yeah. He gave us a gold coin for the little prank he did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then we talked to Kares, and everything was good. Miko came. We got a really good picture of Miko and Mary together. Nothing happened. And none of this can be used in the court of whatever.
Yeah, the DM doesn't have his own notes that actually record what happens or anything. That's not.
Yeah.
Hearsay.
Like, Mary and Art 100% did not tie down a goblin female, cut her throat, then find out that she was a princess of a specific clan who shall not be named. That never happened. That why would we do that?
Nope.
Yeah, the red caps.
we never speak of it.
And I do remember that was the last thing said between the players last session was, "Were you okay with pretending this never happened?" And Corbin wanted to talk about it, but was shut down.
Gabe, I have no clue with what the fuck you're talking about. Nothing happened.
We'll say that is what happened for now.
Well, we can't state that's what happened when that did happen. I don't know why we're going on a whole, we can state it happened. It happened. Nothing happened.
Oh, that's great. And then
snitches get stitches.
I love it. Hashtag alternate history. Hashtag fake news. Hashtag don't believe a word. Okay, so I want to start a new thing. I thought would be fun after the recap. If you guys would just super briefly name, class, one mini factoid about your characters. I will do the same for Corbin, just because we have like different videos and stuff, so people just kind of like know who we all are every time. For anybody who hasn't caught us before. So, Mary, why don't you start?
Can I go last?
Tim, why don't you start?
I'm looking up a very specific thing because I want to like double check it.
Okay. So I am playing Tim, a human alchemist who is trying to do good in the world, but fails at even like throwing a bomb accurately sometimes because he has such a terrible character sheet.
Because he rolled poorly. And that is Septimius, the human male alchemist. Level what?
Yes. 6.
Level 6. Artemis, are you ready to go?
Yeah, so I'm playing a character named Artemis. He is a human rogue. He is a very strong, but not so bright boy.
Not so
he
much with the smart.
Yeah, he loves his breakfast. He's he's neutral, just kind of going about how he is going to survive and what he is doing in the world, kind of on his own feet, you know.
Love it. I will go ahead and introduce Corbin. Corbin is a half-elf commoner. He has recently gotten. I did grant him 1 level in fighter because he does now have some fighting experience walking around with you guys. So his last level was a fighter level. So he has 5 levels in commoner, 1 level in fighter. He does not have a right arm from about the elbow down, and as of just a couple of episodes ago, now in its place is a how would you describe the apparatus, Tim?
Kind of almost like a primitive like clock steampunky kind of prosthetic. It's made out of wood. It's like really like it's simple, but it's like really finely with like a hook at the end.
With a hook at the end, and that is in place of his right arm. In his left hand, he carries a large, heavy walking stick, more like a staff, which he uses kind of like a quarterstaff in combat. He also now has a kind of patchwork leather armor that he wears under his robe, and that is courtesy of the party. And he is not super. He used to, when the party was level 3, he used to really hold his own and hang out and actually help out a lot in battle. He whiffs a lot now, but
he puts the whiff in wiffle bonker.
He has a huge blue glowing brand with the symbol of the Merchants Guild of Karak on his forehead, and he stowed away on a ship across the Irishire Sea to the continent of Agalia from Bellador to escape his previous life, and found you guys, and now he pals around with you guys. And that's cool. Mary.
Okay, Mary is like a very short kind of grandma gnome, roughly in her 180s. She likes purple. She wears a lot of it. She may or may not killed one of her 3 husbands or all 3. We do not know yet. She's kind of come along this journey. She got run out of her town because she allegedly killed 3 of her husbands. Who knows? And she likes punching testicles. That's about it, yeah. Oh, and she has a child named Miko, aka a fat ass raccoon who has a cheese addiction, which will probably kill her in her sleep one day.
Temporarily in the care of Farid,
Yeah.
a human merchant whom you all saved from ritual sacrifice. Sweet. I love it.
Oh, the other fun fact was I was looking it up. Mary is officially an F cup.
There you Canon.
Canyon, big titties.
That might be the first clip of the night. All right. So, kind of the short version of the recap. You guys did great for your short recap. The slightly longer version of that, filling in some of those holes, are you guys are ultimately overreaching on a contract from the Woodsman's Guild of Brunswick to collect goblin ears. Well, really, your contract is, to kill as many goblins, to wipe out the goblin threat, and to prove you've done that by bringing back ears, which they will pay you for. You guys, went that way, found a logging camp that was being harassed. People were going missing. There was this weird little dude who had some goblins doing all of his work for him. His name is Gundar. He turned out to he himself be a goblin in disguise. You guys did manage to kill all of them after doing some investigating. Not really sure what happened at the logging camp. The foreman there definitely felt poorly though about putting his trust in Gundar. You guys begged them to come back to town with you. Mary urged them to come back to town with you guys. They all refused, stating they had work to do, and so did you, clearing out the goblin camp. But you guys had your captive, and you were told by you were told by Charis that he could build you something. He could tell you the direction in which the signal calls out to, because up till this point, whenever you guys have killed somebody, Caloral shows up. And you guys have no idea where from. And so it just recently he has presented you with this amulet of interlocking rings that apparently resembles a biblically accurate angel, which I did not realize, with a red coin at the center, which points to the north, to the deep north, where Charis has told you lots of nasty things lie. And so you guys are technically still on that job, have not checked in with the Woodsman's Guild yet. But you have gotten this amulet. You do now know loosely where Char's, has detected this signal goes out to when you kill stuff. And it is late in the day. Let me set the scene for you guys here a little bit. Give me just a second. It is about 8 o'clock at night. You guys have been venturing together for a little over 3 weeks now. You guys have been in and out of the town of Brunswick for more than half of that time. You've saved it from, certainly being overrun the night of the blood moon, and did not necessarily make any friends because of Caloral's dramatic entry and payment to Tim of the gold coins he pays when he collects bodies. So you guys are in this town where you have a mixed reputation. You're on a job. You've just completed a personal goal for yourselves. And it is late in the day this fine Wednesday evening. Corbin turns to you all. You've just walked out the door. Do you guys have anything else you want to say to Charis or Farid before you leave? Otherwise, I'm going to move you along a little bit. No? Great.
No.
You have all just exited Chariz's tower and are walking the familiar forest path back into the town of Brunswick. It is late in the day after you guys have gotten back here after all of your traveling the previous day from the logging camp. And Corbin turns to you all and says, "Are we really not going to talk about what happened back there?"
Mary is going to turn to him and give him this really sharp, intimidating glare. I'm going to go, "Talk about what, Corbin?"
Corbin's going to look to the guys. Are you guys going to step in and help him at all, or are you just going to...
He got to learn.
Well, Tim is gonna say it is not tonight.
Maybe when you're older, buddy.
And he looks, and he says, "I'm pretty sure I'm older than both of you guys put together." I mean, I don't know. I lost count, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Mary's going to look and be like, "Yeah, Art, probably not the best comment to say to either of us."
You know what I mean. We'll discuss it later.
And by later, we mean never. Never to discuss it again.
So you guys make your way through, and you get to the edge of the forest with the large, hilltop ruins to your right and the town to your left, knowing that you're going to be walking right past the town crier and into town. Uh, where would you guys like to go? What are you going to do?
Mary's gonna kind of look at Tim and be like, "I have a feeling you're gonna say this, but do you want to go back and check on the loggers?"
Yeah, considering I don't know if they're gonna be there if we wait. I'd honestly say we should probably hurry back through the night here and take a quick break in the morning. But try to get there as fast as we can.
On the comment of fast as we can, Mary's gonna look at Tim and be like, "I think we could buy like a horse."
That's a great question.
Could we, or maybe like a Shetland pony?
You would know that. You guys would all probably know, but especially Art and Tim, who have lived in a lot of like humanoid cities, would know that in a town like Ruinswick, you will probably need to like find a farmer and like buy his horse. Like there's not going to be a stable that you can just go buy horses from. But there are, a farming town like Ruinswick has to have horses in it. They just belong to people who use them.
Do you? Okay. So
We need to
Tim
find a
knows.
farmer.
Okay. So we find a farmer. Do you think we could buy a horse?
Probably.
Maybe like a couple?
I don't know about a couple, but it depends on if they have them, considering a lot of the livestock who died at the blood moon, so who knows?
That's true. Well, maybe me and Art can go try to find us some horses. That way we can maybe get there a bit quicker.
Oh, it definitely have to be you guys. I doubt they're gonna sell to me.
Oh no, they aren't, honey. You're hated. Everyone hates you at this moment. Everyone hates Tim.
Yeah, Tim is the one who, dramatically was handed the heavy bag of what is obviously gold when Calorol showed up in the wake of the Blood Moon to collect it was like 48 bodies, I believe. And so therefore there were 48 coins in that hefty bag. So they don't really like you, including your favorite barkeep won't even talk with you. Yeah. So anyway, I'm sorry. Corbin turns to you guys, and so are we? Are we just going to leave right now? Are we not even going into town?
We got to find a farmer.
Farmer.
Okay. Most of the farm. You guys know that you passed a ton of farms on your way into town. Like I mentioned, that whole southern road between Ruinswick and Woodhurst. For like 10 or 15 miles before you get to town, is when the farmlands start and little farmhouses are. Here in the town center, I guess is the place to ask though where to find a horse. So, Corbin's just gonna we passed a bunch of farms. We're just gonna go knock on some doors, or what are we doing?
Yeah, let's go.
Do this. Imagine if we do find Shetland ponies.
Okay, so I would who's doing all the talking and being the front person for this process.
I'm assuming Mary's like the front talker and Art's like the muscle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, does that sound okay? So then,
because I don't think Mary can be the muscle.
Okay, so
Mary talks. Art steals the horses while she does.
Oh my god.
A pretty horse.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so then I would like for you each to roll me a charisma check, please.
Okay, let me pull up the dice roller on the tablet. My laptop don't work well. Dice roller. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. Oh shoot. Alright. Give me a moment. My character sheet is having to reload.
Yeah.
Mine's 10.
Yours is 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine is you said diplomacy, correct?
Charisma.
No, go ahead and add your diplomacy modifier to it. That's a good.
Oh,
did you want me? Yours is a straight charisma roll. You guys are
Oh,
rolling
Okay,
for different
mine's
things.
diplomacy.
Yeah, you guys are rolling for different
Okay,
things.
then it's a dirty 20.
Okay, dirty 20. Great. So then it does take you guys a while. You guys go along the southern road, and you walk past, the fiery remains of what was Destin and Ira's house,
Hmm.
and you pass the armory as you make your way down through the shrubbery and into the farmlands. As you guys are like knocking on doors, the first, you know, 7 doors, nobody's there, and these are getting farther and farther apart as you go. After that, you find people who, you find a farmer who obviously has a horse. He's keeping animals, but he insists that he needs the horse and, won't sell it to you guys, and you guys are forced to continue down the road. And after probably about an hour, especially because it's late, like I said, it's about 8 o'clock, so you're getting up to it. But about 9 o'clock, you guys finally knock on a door, and it creaks open, and there is it's a small child, and they're just kind of like looking at you wide eyed, and you hear from behind the door, "Who is it?" And you turn, the door opens, and it's and there's a soft spoken woman there, with a grumpy looking dude sitting behind her. And as soon as he sees you guys standing in the doorway, he gets up to his feet. It's awfully late for visitors. He makes his way over to the door. "So I got it, honey." And she, walks off to tend to the child. "What can I do for you guys?"
Hello, sorry about, so late. We were wondering if you guys possibly have some horses that you would be willing to like sell to us. We're kind of in a situation we got to get somewhere pretty quick.
And he, draws the corners of his mouth down, and kind of sticks his chin out, and he, is definitely like looking you guys over as an adventuring party. And I know the rogues probably have their money tucked away. Tim, where do you carry your cash? Your coins?
In a spare pouch on his belt.
On his belt. Is that currently visible?
Depends on how dark it is outside.
It would be possible to be spotted.
Yeah, probably. He's never really tried to hide it.
Okay, great. Then, you see him, like, eyeing you guys, and you watch his eyes stop on your coin purse and linger there for a moment. I'm assuming that you're standing farther back, but not completely out of the picture.
Nah.
And, you know, and he kind of like, he turns back to Mary and says, "I might. It'd have to be a particularly generous offer. I need those horses, and I only have
Just so-
2."
So just so you know, Tim only has 41 gold, so he's not exactly loaded.
Okay, let me see how much Mary has, and let's see if we're gonna like combine our cash. Where would it be? Inventory? Mary has
Yeah.
160, or not 160, 126.
Dang.
I know, Mary's a sugar mama.
Art's got 88.
And how much does Corbin have?
Corbin has not been spending very much of his money. He has a little bit of it on daggers and rations, and he tried to give a bunch of it away. Oh, where did I write that down? You guys got... No, you guys did. You guys got all the gold coins back. You guys rolled really well on those. So he has his full amount. Where did he put his amount? I'm going to decide how well Corbin keeps track of his money. Pretty well. Corbin has, assuming you guys had this conversation before you actually, started going door to door, he's told you guys that he has 72 gold.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put this all into a calculator. Calculator. Okay, 100 or 100 and what? Or did you say 72?
72.
Okay,
The only
then
money
on
Corbin's
risk.
ever been paid is the 100 gold and the 5 that Tim gave him.
Okay.
So he's
So
been spending it. So he's got definitely.
we got 72. Art, you were like 80 what?
88.
88. Plus, what was Tim's?
41.
41. Plus 126. We have a total of 327 gold coins.
Okay. Now you guys know that. Would you have reached upon an agreed upon price? Are you willing to spend up to all of your money if that's what it takes?
Mary is willing to do. Mary is willing to do 2/3 of that.
So about 250.
Yeah.
Does that sound reasonable to you guys? Corbin agrees to everything.
Sure.
Mary is gonna look at the guy and be like, "Okay, would you mind if we take a quick look at the horses just before we start, bargaining here?"
And he looks at you and he says, "So I'm gonna need to see some gold. I'm not wasting my time here."
Mary's gonna take out, "How much gold are you needing to see?"
And he says, "Enough to buy a horse or
And
two."
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, "Why don't you give me a price, and we'll go from there."
And he kind of looks at you and says, "You don't want to look at them?
Oh no, I do. Oh wait, hold on. I thought you said we had to get the gold out first.
I want to see that you have gold. I don't need to count it. I just." He
Oh.
points to Tim and says, "If he's the only one carrying for you," he says, "that
Oh.
pouch is too light to purchase any of my
Oh
horses."
no. We all have her, and Mary's gonna kind of put her hand into her bra pouch and pull out her back pouch of coins, which is gonna be heavier than Tim's.
Okay. Art?
Yeah, Art will kind of take his coin pouch out.
Okay. And I will say for continuity that Corbin actually gave Mary his coin pouch to negotiate with before.
Okay, so
this
she
process.
pulls out 2 coin purses out of her bosom.
Great. And he looks at all of that and he says, "You all certainly have enough." And he turns to his wife and to the kid, and you hear him say, and he kind of does the head jerk thing, and he says, "Take the boy outside." Said, "Let him say goodbye to his horse," and he walks back out the front, and leads you guys around. And when you get out there, the lady and the kid are out there, and the kid is crying, stroking he only stands up to the shoulder of one of the horses, and he's stroking it and saying, "I'm gonna miss you." And I need whoever's looking at the horses to roll me an appraisal check.
I guess that would be me. Oh wait! Oh no! Because
hold on. Can
anyone who's looking at the horses, or just one person?
Well, if your plan is to not talk to anyone, Tim, and this has been talked about in advance, then I would imagine that you could. I mean, you could roll to look at it, but I don't know.
I think it should probably be Tim.
It's going to be Tim. Okay, that's fine. You guys, I'll say any of this you guys agreed on ahead of time. So,
okay.
So Tim steps forward and looks at these horses.
Yeah, he's just messing with the mustache a little bit, pulling his goggles down to look at it, and let's find the roll thing.
Please use the tower. Okay, thank God. Someone rang our doorbell, and I don't want to go get it.
Well, you don't have to. That's a good roll.
What?
23.
Nice. You are walking around these horses, and you know that in Port Saucus, where things tend to be, as cheap as they're going to be because it's a port city and there's all this inventory coming in and out. A regular untrained nothing special horse runs for between 50 and 70 gold. You're looking at these horses and they're definitely comparable. They're workhorses. They've been out in the field. One of them's a few years older than the other one. But if you just really need them, obviously you'll keep them for as long as you need them. But if your priority is to ride them hard and get where you need to go tonight, they both look like they can take, what was a day and a half on foot should be about halved at, we'll call it, 6 to 8 hours of travel. if you're riding your horses pretty hard before you get to the logging trail. And so they will do that for you.
Can I ask what they look like, as in aesthetically?
Uh, yeah, sure. One of them is black with a white stripe down its nose,
Like Black
and
Beauty?
it has its front right hoof and its back left hoof. Both have little socks on them. The back left one goes all the way up to his knee, and then the other horse is some shade of brown. It's pretty dark and hard to tell, but when the torches get close enough to it, it does like sparkle and glisten, indicating that these horses have been like well taken care of. And this is the horse that the young boy was like, holding the shoulder and crying, and is obviously the more the younger and more valuable of the two, since we're on an appraisal check, Tim. And all of that to say, in Port Saucus, these horses would probably sell for, the younger one would sell for 65, 70 gold, and the older one would probably sell for around 50. But you have no, real idea what this farmer's going to ask for them. They're his. He knows there's nowhere else for you to buy these things. Like, you're definitely, like, you know what they're worth, but you're concerned what you'll have to pay for them. Because that was a great roll, so you got lots of details.
Okay. Tim is just gonna motion for the rest of the party to kind of step away for a second and just be like, football huddle circle. Okay. And he's trying to not like are we planning on keeping them, or are we planning on giving them back?
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, well, if we're buying them, we're not really renting.
Okay.
Why can't we rent a horse?
Well, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Mary's gonna look back at the guy and be like,
how's it going?
Fine with us maybe not buying, but renting? As in, we will pay you a certain amount now and then bring them back once we're done? Or is that out of the question?
Are you asking him?
Yes.
You rolled a great diplomacy check, and you are the one negotiating with him, and I'm using that as like an overarching diplomacy for like your attempts with these people. So he looks at you and says, "You'll need to give me enough money that if the horses never came back, I wouldn't have to come looking for you." And he shrugs, and he says, "But if you came back and brought me my horses back, and they were in good enough shape to keep and still work, I'd give you half of it back."
Okay. How about 115 gold pieces?
And he shakes his head, and he says, "No farmer was going to give you either one of his horses for any less than 70 gold out here." And he says, and he puts his hand on the kind of chestnut colored one, and he says, "And I don't have just any horses." And he says, 200. You get 100 back. You get 100 back when you come back. It costs you 100 to borrow my horses. He said, "Very simple, easy to remember."
Mary's gonna look at the boys and kind of go like raise her eyebrows to see what they think.
Tim, he's like, that's not. It's not a bargain, but it's not unreasonable. It's
Mary's
pretty standard.
Art and Corbin.
And Corbin just gives you his awkward thumbs up.
Go look at Art. Art. Daniel. Banana Man.
Banana Man. He made a decent
Oh, did
again.
he disconnect?
I mean, he's still in tabletop, and that's usually the most finicky. But he could have DC'd.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was saying my mic was muted.
Ah!
Sorry about that. Art's just gonna be he's gonna be petting the horse, and he's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's fine. He's a pretty horse.
Mary's gonna be
Sorry
like,
about
okay, got a deal, and she's gonna reach out her little hand to shake his.
And he will reach down and shake yours, and you like glance over and see the little boy and the woman who are still like standing off to the side. He's like turned around and like clutched your skirt and said, "You mean Spirit will come back to me?" And she's like, "If these good people take care of him, And she like looks at him, and she like looks at you guys skeptically, raises an eyebrow, and in a hushed tone, she says, "But accidents do happen, dear." Um, she says, "I would say your goodbyes now." And
Can
he goes
can
over and
Mary
like holds the horse's leg, and the horse like nuzzles him.
can Mary use her animal talk thing?
Yeah, you get 2 minutes of it. Well, no, you used it to talk to
I
Miko like
use a little bit.
literally an hour ago in game, 2 hours ago
I
in
use
game.
like 30 seconds. Could
Nope,
this
you
be the
used it.
one?
It is once a day, and a
Damn it!
rest, a long rest, is what recharges that.
Damn
You have
it!
spent it, Mary.
Ooh.
God damn it! It would have been cute.
Get nothing. You lose.
Alright, Zach, you get nothing.
You missed Miko. You wanted to talk to him.
I know, but I only used like 30 seconds of it.
I know
and I
you
got
did.
6 minutes.
I know you did.
And he only wanted cheese.
That's all
That
Miko
fucker.
wants. That's all.
Just
Miko.
whenever you can talk to him, whenever we bring him back.
Yeah, and as soon as you guys finish a long rest, you will be able to talk to him again.
Okay.
But in this moment, no. However,
Can
you can
Mary
roll
do
an
some-
animal handling check and talk to it and speak to it in common and try and get some vibe across, but it's not going to be a 1-for-1. This horse will not understand you.
Okay, she'll do that.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay. Where is my thing? Where is my thing? There we go. I don't know if anyone ever answered the door. My grandma said someone was ringing and it was for my uncle, so.
Okay. Well, if it's not for you, then you don't need to answer it. It's fine. You're good.
I know, but I always fear it's like the IRS or something. Nat 20, bitches!
Hey,
Plus my animal handling, which is... I actually put points into there. So 8, so 28.
What are you... Okay, now, role play. What are you doing to this horse?
Mary's gonna kind of walk up to, because the little boy is like putting it's like he's wrapped around one of the legs, and
His
the horse
front...
is like...
He's wrapped around the leg that has a sock on it, his front arm with a sock on it, and the horse is like nuzzling the top of his head.
Okay, Mary's gonna kind of very gently just start petting the horse's kind of like neck, like the part she can reach.
She's definitely not tall enough to reach his neck, but she can like pat
Not
it
the
on its
neck,
leg.
but like the chest.
Okay, yeah.
That bit.
She's up on her tiptoes, and she can pet a little bit, stroke a little bit of the chest.
And she's gonna look at the little boy and be like, "I can tell that he really loves you. That's not something that goes away."
And if to emphasize it, the horse, you feel a little like, snot, fly off and hit you, and the boy, wipes some of his snot and some of the horse's snot, off of his face. He says, "You're going to take good care of him?"
Yes. Trust me. He's just our ride to get somewhere, and that's it. No adventures for him.
Next thing we know, freaking goblin's gonna hijack him and freaking.
Art, shut the fuck up.
A goblin? You're going where goblins are?
No.
Honey. He drinks a little too much grown-up juice. Let me put it that way.
And that art's gonna be, oh yeah, kid, I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. Your horsey is good.
Your
He's gonna be
horsey
fine.
is good. In good hands. Look at this guy. Look at them buff arms. He'll protect the horse. He'll protect the horsey.
You gonna flex a little for him, Art?
Yeah, Art will do that. Put his arms up and kind of like look at the sky.
Oh,
And you're like, wow, okay, you protect him.
yeah, and Mary's gonna go, and trust me, we got magic on our side too, and she's gonna do the little light thing, that little light spell she has.
Okay, yeah.
And make, like, several orbs that like twirl around and make them go around the kid and the horse, and
Oh, that's really cute. Nobody has inspiration, right?
No.
That's an inspiration moment. Congratulations. You now have inspiration.
Yay!
That's beautiful. I love that. Okay. So the woman ushers the kid inside. You conclude your deal with the gentleman. I do want to know how much money you're taking out of Corbin's coin purse specifically, and you guys should all agree on how much gets taken out of all of your coin purses on the
Okay.
front end.
Let me see.
If
So
it was
Mary had the
200
high.
divided by 4 of you guys,
Tim will give 20.
right? If you split it evenly, it would be 50 a person.
Tim
I
will
would-
give 20.
Tim will give what?
20.
Corbin will
He said he
spot
only
you.
has 40.
Corbin will spot you the other 20 of the other 30, and he will pay 70 total, leaving him with 2 GP.
Yeah, I guess 2.
That's what Corbin's
Oh.
got. He's used to having no
our-
GP. He still feels like a rich man.
Alright. Alright, we'll give 50.
Mary will give 50 as well.
Okay, so Art gives 50, Mary gives 50. You guys are 10 short.
Oh, Mary will give 60 then.
Please make all of your notations on your gold amounts.
Oh, there it is.
The farmer.
You know,
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, Tim.
no, it's like, yeah, Tim does not have 50 to give. He can't do that.
The farmer hands you just a piece of like rough parchment, which has scribbled on it his name, the description of both the horses, the terms: 200 gold paid, 100 gold paid on return. And it has like return conditions listed. Horses must be in good enough shape to run farm. Horses must be unmarred. And he signs it, and there's one line on the page. Who else is going to sign it?
We'll sign it.
Mary?
Yeah.
What does Mary sign it?
Mary will sign it. Mary Plumbottom.
Okay.
I'm not gonna put Dixie Normus.
I was gonna say, are we using real names or fake names?
While the ink is still wet, he like presses it to another page, and it creates like a mirrored version of it where all the letters are backwards. But if you held the mirror up to it, they'd all be correct. And he hands the mirrored version to you guys, and he keeps the original for himself. It says, "How long do you think you'll have my horses for? Or your horses if you keep them forever?"
Yeah, we'll definitely have them for at least a bare minimum of a day. We're having to go about day and a half travel, which will be a lot shortened thanks to the horses. And we're checking in on some people. If everything goes well, we'll have them back in a day or two. If not, guys, how long do you think it would be?
Should be within a week.
Yeah.
No more than a week. All right, then. He kind of like does some calculations. He's like, I should be able to work the mule double for at least the first few days, and maybe you're back by then, maybe you're not. And he like pats, the like large gold purse that he has now, and he says, if you don't return for a while, he said, we have plenty of this to spare. He's like, okay, sounds good. Thank you very much. And he says it's late, and it sounds like you have somewhere you need to be.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
As they like start leading Tim's gonna grab the reins for one of the horses, start leading it just out to the road.
Cool. Tim, I will need an animal handling check out of you. And Mary?
Shit.
Oh, Mary will grab the reins of the other horse.
Shit, that's not gonna go well.
We're gonna say
see.
that Mary is probably still near the chestnut horse that she was just interacting with. So we'll say that is the one that Mary grabs, and Tim has the black with the white stripe. What was the result of your animal handling check, Tim?
Tim got.
So it got stuck.
Okay, I will size up your tower.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Animal handling. It's a negative, so let's see what that is.
Ooh.
Oh no.
I don't know if I have a skill. Let me double check.
I don't know if I have a skill.
Would it be under anything? And if so,
It'd be under
if
your
not,
skills. It'd be right at the top. Animal handling
Yeah.
under skills.
Oh yeah, it's not in the. It's not there. So would
Oh.
it just be a flat
It
one?
would be handle animal, not.
Excuse me. It's handle animal, so it's under H. I'm sorry. It'd be under H.
H.
Yeah. I went through the same thing. I was
I'm
like,
sorry.
where the hell is
sorry.
it?
I have so many terms running through my head.
There also isn't that either.
So congratulations, you get to roll a flat d20 roll and add or subtract your charisma modifier.
You're fucked.
Okay, so let's see. The roll was 15 minus the charisma is going. Only a -1.
Okay, so final of 14.
14.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh, I thought you meant like, oh, I only have a -1 now. And I was like, what is your charisma?
No, roll the 1, charisma
No,
-2.
His charisma's higher than his dex. He's actually better at that than he
I
is at
know,
his
but
main
I was like,
skill.
how in the world do you roll a 15, add your charisma, and get a -1?
Oh, God, yeah, no.
That's why I was confused.
Oh, man. Tim is able to lead this horse out, and he's pretty like uncomfortable, with you as a stranger, and his eyes are wide, and he's very wary of you. And Tim, I'm imagining, has like some experience with horses because of the amount of money his family had growing up, and the environment that he grew up in. But I'm also not picturing him as the cowboy type. So,
No, he's only been around him and seen him, so he's comfortable. He knows some of the things he should do. He has never actually done them himself.
Okay, sounds good. And you are able to lead this horse out. Basically, you and Mary both are out there, and you guys are like standing outside of this farmer's house. The four of you, and Corbin's like, okay, so there are four of us and two horses, and he looks down at Mary, and looks up at Art, and he's like, and we don't all weigh the same. So how are we gonna do this?
Mary's gonna look at both of them, everyone, and be like, well, first off, the big thing we need to be concerned about, we're on horses going into goblin territory. So we gotta look out for traps. So I'm saying rogue per horse.
What?
Why?
No, I asked what?
Oh. Mary stated that since we're going into goblin territory and we're not walking, we gotta be on eye out for traps. So I'm saying a rogue per horse. So Art has to be on a horse and Mary has to be on the opposite horse. That way we can look for traps while on the horses.
Tim's just like, I get motion 6, so I don't know if I can be the one to, actually ride it. So I'll just go shotgun with whoever's actually.
Mary said, okay. So, which of you two weigh the most? Pointing to Corbin and Tim.
Undoubtedly Tim, because he's full-blooded human, and Corbin's half-elf nature makes him weigh significantly less.
She's gonna go, okay, Tim, your fat ass is with me. Corbin, you ride with Art.
Corbin's gonna look at Art. He's gonna like put up his hand for a high five.
Yeah, Art will give him a high five.
He's like, all right. And he like walks over to the horse. He like looks at it. He looks over to you. He's like, can you help me get up? Can you help me get on it? I'm getting used to the hook still. I'm not.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Art will help him out.
And after some struggle, it's like super awkward. He does that thing where you push him up, but he like goes like head over it, so his like ass and legs are on your side, and his head and arms are like on the opposite side of the horse, and he like kind of shuffles on his belly over. He like awkwardly like hops one of the legs up. It takes him 2 tries, but he like gets it over, and he like kind of rights himself, and he like leans back, and he almost leans back too far. He like, he goes, okay. He like looks over at you.
Art's gonna comment, Mike. I didn't ever think I'd do that again. This reminds me of the other time.
And Corbin says the other time.
And then Art will say like, "Dang, you really didn't remember any of that, did you?"
And Corbin's just like, He's like, I don't remember us being on a horse before.
Oh man, Art will be like, not on a horse, but with going through a simple, what was it, like a window, a hatch?
I think It was like at the ladder going down into the basement.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, in the cellar of the church. Oh, that's great. And Corbin like shrugs, and he's like, "Okay, it's your turn." And he like kind of holds his hand down to help you up.
Yeah. Or I'll get on the horse.
Okay. And I'm assuming that Tim helps Mary onto the horse.
Yeah, Mary's gonna pet the chestnut horse, kind of pet the leg of it, and then go look up at Tim and be like, "Okay, I'll sit up front," but she's gonna put her arms up. You gotta lift me.
Tim just like lifts her up and like sets her on the seat.
Her arms go up, and you're like in the process of lifting her up. And when you look over, the horse is actually like laid down, like it is like gotten down on its it's like laid down on its belly to bring it lower to the ground, seemingly like for you to place Mary on it. And it's not looking at you like horses do, it's just swishing its tail.
What a thoughtful gentleman, as he like sets Mary onto the thing.
Mary's gonna kind of reposition her legs, her skirt. You're gonna hear her go, "Oh!" as she moves her hips back and forth. You hear some popping.
Mm-hmm. Yep, classic.
Some
And then she's
crack-a-lackin'.
like turn towards Tim and be like, "Okay, Tim, you get on. Make sure you hold on to my love handles. That's where all the meat is." She's gonna slap him.
Jesus Christ.
What? He has a womanly figure. The
No, I know.
You gotta hold on to the cups or you gotta hold on to the handles, and I don't think you want to hold on to Mary's tits.
Nah.
Her now canon F-sized tits.
Yeah.
That's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Having a romance with Mary that I'm not aware of. I'm assuming Art nor Tim or Corbin are ever gonna touch Mary's tits.
Not on purpose, probably.
Not on purpose, unless there's some reason Mary gets stabbed in the chest and someone has to pull the dagger out.
Yeah, you guys might be in a position where you're trying to fool somebody and thinking you guys are people you're not. I don't know. It's D&D. Anything could happen, but this isn't that kind of game. So we're a fade to black type game over here.
We're not gonna be describing pornographic imagery.
No, one of my players has slept with an NPC already. She got to the front door, through the threshold into the house, and we cut to black.
Yeah, and we did a roll for how many hours she was in there. Because Mary's a few minutes kind of gal.
Oh man, that's hysterical. Okay, so you guys are on these horses, and I'm assuming that you are just going to gallop them full speed as hard as they'll go down towards the logging trail that is normally a day plus walk away.
Yeah. Do we roll for our trap sensing or finding things? I know that was what we were looking at.
There won't be any traps on the road, and I will prompt you guys before you get to the logging trail.
Okay.
It is 8:00 at night now. I would like each of the riders, each of the people who are driving the horses, to roll me an animal handling check to see what kind of time you guys make.
I think is that Art and Mary? I know Mary's controlling thing.
Yeah.
Control.
Yeah, Corbin is definitely not driving this horse, so.
Plus what?
Your handle animal skill. It's not animal handling.
Oh, animal handling. I don't even think I have the
handle. You should. It's under fly. I rolled a 28.
Feel. I guess just a 16 because I don't have a handle animal.
Yeah, next level up, put 1 point in that, and I bet you it shoots up like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so your flat roll was what?
16.
That's still pretty good. Tim, I'm sorry?
Oh, no. I was thinking it'd be plus charisma. Right?
For animal handling, probably would. Yeah, and you probably have a charisma. What's your charisma modifier, Daniel?
Charisma plus 3.
So it brings your 15 to an 18. Difference of 10. Put your average over 20. which is a pretty favorable outcome. So you guys managed to make it undisturbed in about, you know, between 6 and 7 hours, which is roughly what it would take for a single rider horse to make that ride at normal pace during daylight. But you guys are riding through black as night country on a night that does not have very much moon because your blood moon was over a week ago, and it's been waning since then. And there is some light in the sky, but you guys like can't go as fast as the horses can go because they won't go that fast at night. So you guys make it in 6 hours, like pretty good time, considering it's nighttime and you guys are doubled up on these horses. And they're not bred for this; they're just farm horses. Um, so let me see here. From 8 o'clock at night, you spend an hour looking for stuff. That's 9 o'clock. You leave. It takes you 6 hours to get there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So, about 3:30 in the morning, you guys come up on where the logging trail butts up against the main road, where you will have to get onto rougher terrain onto the logging trail, which is not nearly as well paved as the road. I also need you guys to each roll me, at this point, a Constitution saving throw.
Giant.
Constitution saving throws are Constitution modifier plus our die, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
Oh no. Okay.
It was almost a 17. It rolled to a 2, so let's see what that is. It's a 3 now.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Shoot.
no. Yeah, never mind. Yeah.
14 plus Constitution.
Yeah.
So 17.
Okay, Mary.
Go in the thing. Come on, Jenna. 19.
Tim, you now have 1 point of exhaustion. You move at. Let me see here. How does this fucking work? Fatigued. No, excuse me. You're fatigued. That's what it is. Fatigued. You take a -2 penalty to strength and dexterity.
Oh boy, Dex is now 5.
You can do a lot of the math on your own, but anyway, you are fatigued. You also run is no longer an option for you in combat. This can be countered by taking a 1-hour short rest.
Okay. Yeah, I put the fatigue condition on.
Okay.
So that way I don't have to. Yeah. Okay.
So you guys look around, and Corp is doing okay, but Tim definitely looks like he is travel weary, not used to riding through the night, not used to riding a horse, not a little bit motion sick, and he has definitely been in better adventuring shape.
I guess Art will just ask him, like, how you holding up there, Tim?
He's just gonna yawn.
Mary's gonna look back and be like, "You better not fall asleep on me, because if you fall asleep, we're falling off."
Nah.
Do we need to take a break?
Nope, we gotta push forward.
Okay. Corbin's like, "Are you sure, man?" Hollers from Art's horse. "You don't look so good."
Mary's gonna look at Tim and be like, "There's one way I know how to wake up someone. And if you want, I can do it. It's not gonna be fun, though.
What is it?
I can't tell you, otherwise it won't work."
will it work if it's like done and then it's like, yeah, no, it's not gonna work.
Can I send Dave a message and we see if it works?
I mean, yeah, shoot me a
Okay,
message.
hold on.
I'm here for it. I'm here for the drama. Call me a drama llama.
Fun fact, I had this done to me, so I know it's a thing and it can work in the real world at least.
Oh gosh.
No. I don't know.
Roll me a heal check, Mary.
Heal? Okay.
Heal. And know that I am not setting a precedent. This is a one-time thing.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Yeah, Tim, you're gonna have some fun. Dirty 20.
Yeah. So, Mary, why don't you describe what you're doing to Tim?
She's gonna kind of, like, she's obviously not turning around fully because that would require her moving her legs a bunch off of the horse. But she's gonna turn around and she's gonna look Tim in the eyes. She's gonna go, "Sorry, buddy," and she's just gonna very quickly, as she has done this, as it seems like she's done this before, find his nipples through his cloth and twist both of them counterclockwise as far as she can and as quickly as possible.
Christ.
Tim, in his exhausted state, does not even have time to react. And he just kind of like feels this like sharp, pain in his chest, and he's like looking at Mary, and he like looks down and sees her like little gnomish hands just like full on just like because the little gnome hands just like full on clutched your chest and both your nipple spots, and it's just like twisted and torqued, and you can see you're like, it's like should be impossible. Like, I'm wearing leather armor. How is this? But she's got fucking grips, man. And like
It's the purple nurple herself, Mary.
and she like lets go, and you're like standing there, and you're like you're like rubbing it, but you like look up and you realize that that for now at least you do not seem as tired as you were a moment ago.
Ooh, okay.
And you can
It's
remove
like,
the
ow.
exhaustion. For now, you can remove the exhaustion.
Yeah.
For now.
Fun fact, I know this is a thing from two reasons. One, they did it on House MD to revive House when his heart stopped. And two, I had it done at the emergency room, and it ain't fun.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, it sucks ass.
That's
And
like
as
the
a-
worst. That's like that's like the worst.
As a lady with titties and like girl nipples, you best believe that's one of the most painful things, to be half passed out with your heart stopping, and then a French paramedic dude goes,
But it sounds like it did what it was supposed to do. So
yeah, I know what it's supposed to do, but it sucked butt.
yeah, well, he rolled a 20 on his heal check too. It's not pleasant, but you're still with
This
us.
is the second time Mary has rolled really well on a heal check in regards to Tim.
You
when
cause a lot of damage, so it's only fair that you will also help mitigate some of that damage.
Yeah, Mary has healed his pizza slice hand. No keys, all soft. Now she's Purple Nurp. That's Mary's new nickname, the Purple Nurple.
Okay, I love that. Tim, go. You're reacting to this.
Yeah. He just like, ow, and just like lets go of one of the hands, like just rubbing. I was like, how'd you get under the armor?
And she's gonna kind of like, because Mary has like little baby hands, she's just gonna wiggle her fingers, and she's like, well, I got some sticky fingers, and plus, after 180 years, you learned how to work them well.
Noted. And then it's like, all right, I'm feeling better. I think we can continue. We need to figure out where we're putting the horses, though.
Mary, on the comment of that, weren't there some horses at the camp?
There were a pair of horses at the camp.
She's
Okay, then.
they were like tied up in an area, so we could tie these guys up and set like traps around them.
That'll be
And
fine.
worst comes to worst, if the guys are still there, we can be like, "Hey, can you guys guard these horses? We're back to kill the goblins."
Worst case scenario, that's the best case scenario. Chances are they're not even there anymore.
Worst case scenario, they're not alive, and we return the horses.
Okay.
And take their horses with us too.
Sell them off.
No, we give them back to the kid.
Sell them off. No, I think he's talking about the miners' horses or the loggers' horses.
No, and I'm saying we give all 4 of them back to the kid.
Oh wow.
I feel bad. The last kid we interacted with animal things. We got his mother killed.
Yeah, and you guys didn't even bother checking in on him. Last time you were in town, you just.
I know, we've been busy.
I know. I'm like guilting you into not visiting an NPC who I had no intention of you guys like getting attached.
I feel like a dad who lost in the custody hearing and is supposed to visit on weekends, but maybe doesn't all the time.
Oh man, ooh, that's so good. It's so good. And Ruinswick is this like tiny little backwater town. You guys haven't even made it to Port Saucus yet.
Oh, we're gonna be fucked in Port Saucus. Well, Tim
my
lives.
God.
You
got an
wait
insider.
to get to Port Saucus and see that like evil ass Santa Claus thing. I can't wait for Tim to have a realization that he grew up on like a really, really, really bad fairy tale. This is his equivalent of that in Holland where they have like Black Pete.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
And for a little bit of context there, basically last session Tim was telling, and also Raven, what's up? Hey, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by.
Wait, Dave, you're not sharing your screen. We can't see the cat.
You're right. I was worried I was going to have some sensitive stuff up, but I don't think I will, so give me just a moment. Oh, actually.
By sensitive stuff, do you mean like a pinup girl goblin?
No, because that would already be in the group chat if I had one of those.
We found some. Be warned if you look up D&D minis. It's pornographic.
Yeah, I know. I just look at regular minis to buy for my games to paint and stuff, and like occasionally there's like some big titty angel chick who just like shows up in the in the mix of stuff, and it's like I don't want this. I don't want to paint
Andreas
this. I don't
and
want
me
to do
have
any of
been
this.
scrolling. We have found like full on, not related to D&D, just BDSM, hardcore, not safe for work minis, and it's like, what? I'm looking up mushroom minis. I type in shroomies, D&D, first thing that come up. Those are vagina. Okay.
That is a little bit hysterical. There's actually a lot hysterical. That's actually a lot hysterical. Okay, we have been derailed super sufficiently. So you guys are getting off this road, discussing what to do with these horses. Right?
Tim is gonna agree that like, oh yeah, there were horses there. They'll be fine there.
Okay. So Corbin, so the plan is we're gonna take the horses up to the logging camp, and we're gonna leave them there, and then we're gonna do what?
Make sure that the people are alive, and if they are, tell them to get the hell out of there, because they probably won't be soon. I can't imagine the chieftain's going to be too happy once he finds out that his
Mary,
daughter
on
was
the
killed.
part of the chieftain, is going to put her little hand on his lip and be like,
The incident that must not be named, there's probably going to be consequences to that.
And Corbin says, and what if the consequences already happened?
Then we try to rectify, I think.
Mary's going to look and be like, we'll try, but we can't guarantee that everything will be fixed.
Okay, well, I know we try to stay out of the forest when it's dark, but I guess we're We're not doing that this time.
It'll be day soon. I think we'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Then, okay. And you guys continue up the logging road. What horse is in front? What horse is in back?
Say Chestnut horse is in back. So Mary and Tim are in the back.
Mary and Tim, yeah, okay. So Corbin and Art and Corbin are leading.
Mm-hmm.
Great. That means that Art needs to roll me a survival check, please.
Okay. Oof.
That's a low roll.
You got points in survival?
I know
believe
Art
so.
does.
He's like, it's not stealth, so no, I didn't put any points in it.
It's +5, so that would be 10.
It is not. You guys have definitely made better time. It takes you closer to 3 hours to make it to the logging camp, which you guys have definitely done in 2 or less before. But you guys, it's awkward. The road it's a logging trail, and it's like these. It's meant for horses to come through it, but it's also usually traveled during the day, and you guys are like getting caught on stuff, and your horse is wandering a little bit. Um, but I'm going to say about 2 hours in, you know that you're past the halfway point. Uh, in the middle of the logging trail ahead, you see what appears to be a figure lying in the road.
Mary's gonna put her hand out.
You're in the back.
Oh yeah,
front
that's
horse.
true. Someone has to stop us.
I guess Art will stop horse and he'll kind of turn to the guys in the back, like, "Hey, you guys see that?"
Mary's gonna put her hand out to grab the reins and kind of like, guide it around so that she's like side by side with Art. And can she roll like a perception check to see if she can get a better view of what we're looking at?
Oh yeah, I expect somebody to roll a perception check at some point.
Okay, Mary will roll a perception check.
Okay.
13.
13. Do you have low light vision?
She does.
Okay, which means you can see form but no color. 13 is enough to see that about 100 feet, 150 feet in front of you down the road is the large body of a human looking figure that appears to be like wet and not moving.
Mary's gonna look and be like, guys, is there a large human at the camp?
There were several large humans at the camp.
Well, that's a large human wet, and only a few things equal wet. Either he pissed himself, he's bloodied, or he just went for a swim. And I don't think he's been swimming.
Maybe he pissed himself.
Mary, it's the wetness in the crotchal zone, or is there anything specific?
The wetness is like on top where you can see because it's laying, but you're 100 some odd feet away, so I mean you will have to get closer to it to really be able to tell.
Okay, Mary's gonna very slow. Can she sense like do the trap things as well? Because I don't trust this.
Yeah, you can roll for traps.
Okay. Can Art also? This is scary.
Not if she's staying. Well, you guys tell me. What are you doing? As of now, you guys are all four on your horses looking at this. I've told all this to Mary. Mary has said it's wet. Tim has said there were lots of large humans, and that's where you guys are. So Corbin will turn to you and ask, well, what are we gonna do?
Where is it? Would it be perception trap finding?
Trap finding, yes, that's it.
Okay, I was very confused. 18.
This area appears to be safe and free of traps.
Okay, Mary's gonna like slowly walk, probably like 50 feet from the body.
Okay. From there, without needing to roll a check, you can see that it's a large human body laying face down in rugged workman's gear that you immediately recognize as the same type of clothing the loggers wore. And he is soaked through, his torso and pants both. From this distance, you can see like tears in his clothing, and more distinctly, an arrow shaft sticking out from the back of his shoulder as if he was shot at while fleeing. And it's very obvious that he's not breathing.
He's not breathing. Is it like confirmed dead? And if not, can Tim like go down, like get off the horse once he gets close enough to see and like go and check him?
Did you guys follow Mary? As far as I'm concerned, you guys are still 200 feet back,
Well-
and Mary crept ahead.
Oh, we're not on the horse?
I don't know. Are you on the horse?
I thought Mary was like leading the horse to it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Then
So
yeah.
Tim's with her at
So yeah,
least.
then you guys would be following for sure. Yeah, then you guys can see all this too. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Those of you who have low light vision can see this. If you have a torch out, once you get within 30 feet, you'd be able to see.
Okay. Tim like gets off the horse once he can vaguely make out the human shape, and like with the torch, he's just like slowly walking towards it. Once he sees that it's like a person, was seriously when he's gonna like just run towards it and check to see if they're still alive.
I will not even make you roll. They are no longer with us.
Damn.
No.
Mary's gonna look at Tim and be like,
Mm.
"What's the verdict?"
He's dead. Would Tim know how long ago he died?
For that, you will need to roll me a heal check.
Okay, I'll do that. Nice.
I don't even make you give me your modifier. You can tell that he has been dead for, less than an hour, maybe half that. Very recently.
Still fresh.
Very recently. Like, the blood is still wet. It's not even, like, tacky like it gets. He's still sick.
Yeah, Tim is, like, messing with a little bit of the blood in his fingers, and you can tell that it's still fresh, and it's like, we need to go. Like, we need to go to the camp. This was not that long ago. There might still be other survivors.
Mary's like, "Do you want to go on foot, tie the horses up here?"
We will go with the horses. We'll go with the horses.
Okay, can we sneak on a horse or no?
No.
No.
The sneaking is gonna slow us down.
You move at
time
half
is
speed.
of the essence.
Yeah, you move at half speed. You're sneaking.
But you can sneak on a horse?
No. If you were to dismount and walk, you would go at half your walking speed.
Okay, that's
while they
why
went at double your walking speed ahead on the horse.
Okay. I was like, so if we sneak on a horse, we go at half speed.
No.
Okay. Time, My Little Ponies. Let's do this.
You guys are riding ahead?
Yep.
Mary, in her time looking for traps, and Tim, looking at the body, you guys are able to see like a fresh trail of blood and like spots where it is pooled, and there are like bloody streaks on trees where it was obvious he leaned and took a rest and like bled in place for a while, before continuing on. And there's a very steady stream of blood leading all the way back to the logging camp. And I will tell you what exactly the logging camp looks like after I go pee real quick. So I will be right back. This is not even a full 5. This is like a 2. I will be back as soon as I empty my bladder. Give me a second.
Sounds
Oof. My urge to decorate the cakes tonight are strong, but I'm also tired.
I wouldn't do it. I have a very strong suspicion that we are not getting paid for this contract.
What do you mean? I got an ear.
Yeah, all we gotta do is bring back ears.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna pay us if like all the loggers
We
are
ain't
dead.
gotta say nothing about it.
They'll figure it out. It's gonna be like, yeah, they're supposed to come into town 3 days ago. What happened?
All we're supposed to do is we didn't have to meet up with the loggers. We just had to kill goblins. They don't know we're involved.
Yeah, but kill the goblins to protect the loggers.
Yep. Just no, it was kill goblins.
It to protect the loggers.
It was kill goblins to hopefully help the loggers. We protected the loggers already by killing goblins within their ranks. It's not our fault that they didn't leave.
We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping you're right because that means we get paid, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Actually, gonna go use the bathroom.
And then there was two. Hey, Daniel.
Hey. That's scary.
Mm-hmm. So what you doing?
Nothing much. Just dreading going into work tonight
What time do you have to go in?
at 9.
Oh, okay. I have a question. Is
Yeah.
your role like above regular worker but below manager?
Yes.
Oh, are you like an assistant manager?
Not assistant. So how it works is you're a team member, and then you're a team leader, which is what I am,
Yeah,
and
you're
then
a middle
assistant,
manager.
and then middle manager. Yeah, basically like just a shift supervisor, I guess. Best way.
Andreas went to the bathroom, I believe.
That's all right. That's exactly what I did, so I don't blame him for doing that.
2 hours later, and we're having to call 911 because Andreas has come back from the bathroom.
I know he's getting his nipples twisted tonight.
Oh. Honestly, though,
that was
looking
pretty
back
funny.
on that moment, I think I rather would have my nipples twisted than the electrocution thing they can do to you.
Right. I mean, that's no joke.
Oh yeah, well that was when my heartbeat was like at 12 beats per minute. I was practically dead. Yeah, and it happened at a Walmart.
That's not ideal. It's not.
Yeah.
That's not where you want that to happen.
It sucked. There was a lady who I kind of believe of out of bodies experiences from this. I can remember seeing myself while this happened, and there was a lady who was trying to get my grandma to let her pour orange juice down my throat because she was convinced I had low blood sugar.
Yeah, people who need to keep
It
their
was
own fucking
weird.
opinions to themselves. Yeah, I hear that. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Okay, so games. What was this called? This is the logging camp. I have to do some changes. This is just exactly the way you guys left it, and it is not exactly the way you guys left it. Oh, oops. Okay, well, I guess they're in the lizard folk bag now. Let me grab you guys. Objects. Saved. God, I have so much stuff now. What are characters? Okay, you guys are coming through where you know the logging trail comes into camp. And unfortunately, well before you can see the camp, you can smell the smoke. And as you near the edge of the tree line, you can see um, what is first a dim glow, and the more trees you pass, the thinner they become, and the more visibility you get. You can see that the source of this light is much bigger than from a campfire, and is precisely where the logging camp should be. You guys reach the edge of the tree line. and approach the logging camp, which is recessed a little bit, but it is obviously the source of the smoke. There's still active fires here. Huge piles of wood that were going to be shipped back to Ruinswick are burning, and will probably be burning for days because there's so much wood there. The smoke is incredibly thick, but the night is dark, and so the light that the active fires are giving off is significant enough for you to see that this is the site of destruction. You guys can start as far back from the camp as you want, and approach it on your own terms.
Tim is going to, once he starts seeing the fire and everything coming into view, he's going to jump off the horse and start running towards like the tents and see if he can find people.
Mary's gonna go, Tim, and hopefully see if he stops.
I doubt it. Tim, do you stop?
No.
I don't know though. Okay, so
Yeah, no, 'cause he's gonna get us all killed if he does this. I know it.
Okay, so
Does he stop?
he does not stop. So Tim is booking off past you guys down the hill, like into the camp, leaving the three of you on your horses.
Mary's gonna look
Oh,
at
sorry.
Art and be like, well, obviously we kind of gotta put the horses somewhere safe. And, like, can she, like, look around and try to see if there is, like, a forested area that maybe it's like, safe where we could tie him up and hide him?
Yeah, I mean, this is a logging camp, so, for 100 feet out in all directions, there are no trees at all. And then the farther out you go, the thinner they get because they just, log out from their logging camp. And so, it's like, yeah, but you'd have to, they'd be probably like 200 yards back off the, like, camp itself and it wouldn't be in a dense forest. It'd be, just, like, easily spotted, just tied to a tree.
Okay, is there anywhere close by we could tie him where they're not going to catch on fire?
Roll me a perception check. Art.
Okay.
Corbin leans ahead and says, "Should we go after him?"
Art will tell Corbin to stay with the horse. He'll go look for Tim.
And you're gonna go
Mary
hop off
rolled a 15.
and chase him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mary got a 15 on perception.
Both my boys on the ground, roll me athletics checks, please. Mary rolling a 15 can see that one of the nearby stumps is like up against like a boulder, which would, because it'd just be the river on one side, the boulder on the other, and it would reveal like about a third of the 360 scope around the horses. But it's about the most secure nearby place you can see to tie him up.
Mary's gonna kind of point in that direction and be like, Corbin, can you lead the horse there?
Corbin, like, goes. He's like, holding the reins, like draped over his hook, and then like clutched in his other hand with his staff like tucked under his elbow. I've never done this before, and he like leans to the right. I've already rolled for him. He leans to the right to try to guide the horse, and completely falls off of it. And the horse begins to just like meander away.
Mary is going to trot after the horse and try to grab its the leather bit.
Sounds good. Mary can roll me her choice of an animal handling or a acrobatics. Recall. My athletics, gentlemen. How did you do?
As in acrobatics, right?
Acrobatics. I'm sorry. Yeah, wrong game set, rule set. Acrobatics.
2.
Love it.
23.
Tim.
Mary rolled a 26.
Mary is successfully able to grab the reins of the horse, lead it over to the boulder, and tie it up. No problem. My boys, however, Tim is
Fuck.
booking it, and he gets like once he because this is like a hill, right? So once he gets down into like the Goblin Cage area, or what was formerly the Goblin Cage area, because they are just on fire right now. Empty cages on fire. I didn't pull the goblins out of them because they're locked, and it's a pain in the ass to pull the goblins out. But there are no goblins in them. They're empty cages on fire. Actually, 3 of the cages are on fire. One of the cages has been is in like shambles. And Tim running down like gets hit in the face with this black smoke, and he's like so emotional. He like takes a big gulp of it. He starts like coughing. He loses his footing and he tumbles. Art, sees him just like go into the smoke and then hears thump, and is pretty easily able to like catch up to him, slows up to a stop, and Tim is like laying there in the smoke when Art comes up behind him and starts, like helping him up, and you guys are now like standing in the smoke together.
Art will begin to help him pick him up. Are you okay?
And just coughing like, yeah. Let's go. Let's go. As
All right.
he's gonna start running again.
It is clear at this point, despite the fact that the smoke is relatively thick, um, like there aren't like tents anymore. Like they've been ransacked. The tent spikes have been pulled. Some of them are on fire. There are like clear signs of battle, and like it is incredibly apparent to Tim once he gets to the center of what used to be camp, surrounded by smoldering tent remains, barrels, and standing just outside the huge bonfire that is the stockpile of wood, in the light of which he can see that there's no one here for him to save. But there are no corpses either.
Are there any horsies?
Not that you guys can see, not that he can see from here. If you want to specifically look for those, you can, Mary. It'll just take you just a second to tie the horses and get back down here. And I'm assuming you're going to check in on Corbin, and bring him
No.
down with you, or are you just going to go down and see the guys?
Mary's gonna check on the boys. I'm kind of hoping Corbin is big boy and can get up on his own.
Cool, love it. Okay, so guys, you still have a minute. Tim has realized there is no one here to save.
I think it's you already said no corpses, but it's a thing of like, look for the tents, all ransacked, and look for like, I guess, bodies. Doesn't see that, and I think he'd probably run to the other part of the camp past the bonfire.
Okay, that will give Mary enough time to catch up with you. Art sees Tim just like, how like when a little kid plays hide and go seek and they look in like ridiculous places that people could never hide in, and like lifts up totally flat blankets on beds to look underneath them. Like this is basically what Tim's doing, like pulling up these flat tents, these flat scorched tent flaps that are like laying flat on the ground that are just kind of lumpy from rubble, and just like looking for people underneath them, and is like like sifting through these like ashen barrels, which obviously, in crates, which obviously house nothing but embers and charcoal at this point. And he's just like tearing through camp. What does Art do?
Art's just gonna kind of, go up to Tim. He's gonna tell him, no one's here. We gotta head back before we get caught up in the smoke.
And Tim's just like, just a minute. Obviously more frantic, but I can't do that on command.
Yeah, no, I got you. Mary has now had enough time to walk up. Does only see Corbin, so does only see Art and Tim. Does not see Corbin. And I'm sorry, Mary. Where are you? And you.
Okay.
And you hear Art say, "There's nobody here. We have to get out of here."
Can Mary do a perception check and see if she sees the ponies?
Yeah. Go and roll a perception check.
Okay. I want them horses. And all I'm saying is Dave. Please don't let it be that there's a bunch of horse corpses.
Dave runs a gritty, realistic game. What do you think happened?
Oh god. The horses probably got taken, honestly. 18.
There are no horses on this half of camp. It sounds like Tim's planning on going to the second half. I will hold your roll for that half of camp as well.
Okay. Can Mary, look at Art real quick and say something?
Yeah, so like I said, you walked up, you looked around for horses, don't see any in this half of camp, and hear Art, hollering at Tim, like, we have to get out of here, we have to get out of the smoke.
Mary's gonna look at Art and go, I'll go after him. You take care of Corbin. Fell off the horse.
Art will turn back, help Corbin.
Okay, sounds good. So Art is gone. Mary approaches Tim, who has, is still in the process of looking through this half of camp. It's gonna take him a few minutes to, look under every tent flap, even if there's probably nothing there. And he, doesn't see any corpses or anything. But Mary, you have, I guess, a minute or two to talk to him while he's doing this. If you have anything you want to say to him.
Mary is looking at him and being like, Tim, what do you think you're doing?
Making sure that no one's trapped under these things.
Buddy, they are burning tents. No one's going to be trapped under burning tents. Trust me, if there was someone here, we would have seen them. You can't always save them.
Tim is not gonna respond.
Okay.
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, buddy, I know that you want to do good in the world, and I get it. I used to be like you when I was a lot younger. I've seen a lot less shit. But trust me, you can't save everyone that you care about, and you definitely can't save the people you barely know. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Tim, you have just finished searching this half of camp, and because you've doubled your pace and are going through extra frantically, and you are convinced that there's nothing on this side of camp.
What about the ponies?
Well, I'm letting Tim decide if he wants to still go check the other half of camp while he's ignoring you or not.
Upon the hearing, get the fuck out of here. Tim is just good idea, and he just runs to the other side of camp to check it.
Mary's like, you motherfucker. I'm gonna skeet. Mary is like, that mom rage is starting to come out. She's gonna run after him.
Okay, I'm gonna cut you guys. Art, you walk up the hill, and can see Corbin just laid out on the ground, eyes closed, not moving. Breathing, not moving.
God damn it. Are there horses there?
If you look around, you can see from this side, you can see that the horses are tied to a nearby rock.
Okay. Alright, then Art will go to Corbin, kind of tap him on the face, like, Corbin, wake up.
Whoa. And he looks up and he's like, oh, hey, Art. He's like, and he winces in pain, and he brings his hand up to the back of his head. And he's like, ow, falling off a horse hurts.
Dude, what happened?
You just... I tried to turn it, and I fell off.
Sorry, Art wouldn't be laughing. Right?
No, pulling back. Corbin rolled a natural 1 on his animal handling check, so he fell off the horse and got knocked unconscious.
Okay, Art will be like, hey, okay, just try not to move your head a whole lot. As Art will try to help him up.
Yeah, and he stands, and he's standing on his, flinches for a second, but he's standing under his own, strength, kind of leaning on you. But he's like, oh, okay. He's like, this really hurts.
Art's gonna ask, have you ridden a horse before?
And he's like, yeah, with you, 5 minutes ago.
You're like, I was like, oh, Corbin.
It's a stupid competition between the two of those.
Art's just gonna kind of be like, sometimes Corbin, you make me feel like a freaking genius.
Corbin says, "You are a genius, Art. You're really smart."
Thank you.
God, I love this
Oh my
interaction
God.
so much. Art, you just take inspiration because I'm feeling generous. This is a beautiful interaction. I really like this.
Wait, does Art get 2 inspirations now?
No, that's just my one. I used
He
it
used the other
before.
one. Because you guys were
Oh.
tapped out. I gave one to Tim for coming up with like alternate folksy Santa, and he gave it to Art so that Art could have it for an important role that I don't remember what it was.
Oh, no, but didn't we all get some for the horse interaction, or was that just Mary?
That was just
You
Mary.
did.
That was just you.
Oh,
That was just you.
I thought we all got that.
No, you got it. You got it. Now Art has one. Tim is the only one without. But
Yeah.
I realized that I was being stingy, so I'm trying to keep my ear to the ground this time. And those were 2 excellent role playing moments. So well earned, well earned. So anyway, so Art, you've helped Corbin up. He's like holding his head. Says, "This really hurts." You know, so you ever he's called you a genius, and says, "Where are Mary and Tim?"
Tim's trying to find people in burnt rubble, and Mary's trying to talk him out of it.
No chill.
that's just he just speaks very bluntly.
And Corbin, Corbin like shakes his head as if he's trying to like muscle through, and seems to like shake off a little bit of the shock of falling off the horse. And he, you watch his weight shift as he leans more on his staff than on you, and like leans away from you, takes a couple steps on his own, and says, "Okay." He said, "I think I'm okay. Let's go find him."
Okay. Yeah, all right. Here, just stay close to me in case you need to hold on to me or fall. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And you guys make your way down the hill to find the party, and you don't see them. This half of the camp looks empty.
No. um, I guess I guess Art will just say, "Come on, let's continue forward." They probably, knowing Tim, he probably moved on to the other side of the camp.
Sounds great. And as you guys are moving through, Mary and Tim had a few moments. Just a few moments, though, because it did take Tim a little while to finish looting that half. But it also took you guys a little while to get down. So you guys are going to have just a couple minutes here. As you guys cross, round the corner of the bonfire, you are able to see that both of the wagons have been smashed. And Mary finds the horses she was looking for. And this is a trigger warning for my viewers. I run a super gritty, realistic campaign. I'm about to describe something really gross.
Are the
Sorry
horse
about
head?
that. So she finds the horses she was looking for, but there's not as much horse there as she expected. They are just horse torsos. There is no neck and head. There are no arms or legs. The horse bellies have been cut open, and like the only way I can describe it is there's like little smudgy goblin handprints and streaks on him, and it looks like the horses have been rummaged through. Like their organs have been rummaged through, and the blood is pooling underneath them, and this is all highly visible in the light of the bonfire from the burning stacks of stockpiled timber.
Mary is going to grab Tim's pant and yank on it really fucking hard.
Then like
if you're trying to stop Tim and Tim does not want to be stopped, it'll be a contested strength check.
Get his attention.
Okay.
Yeah, Tim upon seeing this kind of just stops dead in his tracks. So you got his attention.
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, "Anything on goblin shit that you know regarding this?" And she's like pointing at it, and she's looking a little bit paler than normal.
I mean, aside from them just going at it, eating it, would it be any more than that?
Since you've already basically alluded to it, I want to make you roll a knowledge check. You know, just like from your studies, that hunters tend to quarter their kills so they're easier to carry off. 2 + 2 = 4. Goblins are small. There's no way that even 7 goblins could easily cart off an entire, horse. But from a goblin's perspective, all of the good parts of these horses appear to be gone.
Yeah, Tim's just like, they ate them.
Well, at least it's not some fucking ritual again. Tim, we need to get out of here now.
It's just gonna take a second to think. And just be like, there are no bodies.
Tim, there are no bodies. We can figure this out later, but right now we have to worry about smoke inhalation. We have to go.
Would it? Okay. Tim's just gonna, start walking that back towards like the horses or so.
Back
to the
towards the living horses?
The live and healthy horses.
Perfect. Before you turn around, Art and Corbin, you guys hear footsteps behind you, and Art and Corbin round the corner and see, I'm going to say this for dramatic effect. Tim, like, on his knees, like, looking at these horses, and Mary, like shaking his, leg vigorously. We have to go. Smoke inhalation. And you guys can also see the horses in this pretty horrific state. And Corbin says, "Oh my God!" Shit, I dropped my dice. Fails his Constitution check and literally just upchucks right here on the spot. Just loses it.
Oh. Puking Pals.
Living up to the
Yeah.
Puking Pals. Oh, that's getting clipped. Okay, so Corbin has thrown up. Tim was just about ready to turn around and walk out of here anyway. Art, do you have anything to say to these people, or any reaction to this scene, or?
Art's kind of like, after he sees Corbin throw out, he's he's gonna kind of just pat him on the back, like making sure he's okay. Probably doesn't help that after that heavy blow to the head, he's become filled up with black smoke.
Probably not.
So then, as he's kind of comforting Corbin, he's gonna look over to Tim and Mary and be like, "We have to go, you guys. Corbin's not doing so hot."
Let's go back to the horses.
And defeated, Tim makes his way with his party up. Corbin, limping, leaning on Art, gagging all the way. Mary hiking up her skirt and, trudging along at double speed just to keep up with you like she does. You guys make your way up out of the smoke. Art, passes the spot where he found Corbin on the ground. And you guys, approach the horses who are like grazing on grass and just hanging out being horses.
Art's gonna kind of take Corbin, kind of lean him against one of the horses just so he can, be steady.
And he like flinches as he, hits the horse, and then like settles into it and like puts his hand like back on it and like looks at him. He's like, "You're okay, buddy. You're okay." He's like very clearly like PTSD.
It's like, Art's just gonna be like, "Here, sit sit here, Corin. I'm gonna chat with Tim, and then Art's gonna go up to Tim like, "Hey, you feeling alright?"
Just very tired.
Oh, on that
Yeah.
note, Tim, your exhaustion is back.
Yeah.
The adrenaline has worn off from you running into camp and seeing the body and all that stuff. Yeah.
No. Art's gonna say, "What do we do now?"
Tim just like sitting down by a tree stump or whatever, just like there were no bodies.
Mary's gonna look and be like, "Do you think this is another Fareed incident?"
Probably they were stealing people anyway.
Mary's gonna look very closely at Tim and be like, "Tim, I need you to think. You're a scholar here. Can you think of like any reason besides, the ritual we've seen previously that they would be kidnapping people?"
Honestly, revenge.
Revenge for what, though? They were kidnapping people before anything happened.
Oh, this. Never mind. Yeah, no, it's probably for the ritual. They knew of Hadrigash. They probably were sacrificing Tim. It seemed like. Seemed like Gundar and his were worshipped him.
Okay. What do you guys want to do?
At this moment, the horses start to and they like start stomping their feet, and they're like backing up from the ledge, like away from the river. Simultaneously, you guys hear like a gurgling and like a very subtle like splashing sound coming from the like over the cliff down towards the river.
Can Mary make a perception check to try to see what it is?
Not without moving to the cliff edge.
Okay, Mary's gonna look at the boys and be like, "Hold on to the fucking horses," and she's gonna like crouch down and move to the cliff's edge.
Yeah. Art will go tend to one of the horses.
Corbin will probably try to tend to the other horse. He's only got one good hand, but he can at least hold some reins. Tim, are you going to sit on your stump?
Sure.
Okay, great. Mary, roll your perception check, please.
Big tower. 15.
Final?
Yeah, 15.
You see like a disturbance in the water, and you're able to see something. You can't tell you can't tell color in the with your low light vision, only shape, and you're able to see something that looks like a long, scaly snout, which is like poking out from the water, and you can see these like dark pools starting to collect near this area.
Mary, see how far is this cliff? Like, if cliff's edge.
So I'm gonna move you, but like for example, I don't actually know where you are. You're over
Hold on.
I don't know where you went.
Where the fuck did
Oh,
I go?
I see you. You're right here. You're right here.
Oh.
So like down here, it's a less steep drop. Like you're much closer to the water, and that's probably like 10, 15 feet down. Maybe less than that. Maybe like 10 feet down. But
Can
you're
Mary,
up
like,
here, out near because this is like up another
wait, hold on.
hill.
Where's Mary?
This
I
is
lost her.
I moved her. This is like up another hill right here to a higher elevation. So up here, she's probably closer to like 25 feet off the water surface. Pretty high up.
Could Mary try to acrobatics her way down to avoid getting damaged to get there like the fastest possible?
Yeah. You want to just like jump down?
Yeah, but like use acrobatics to try to avoid, Mary eats shit.
Yeah, give me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Sure.
Even with the towers resized, they still get stuck.
I only knocked you up 2 degrees, and I normally knock you up a couple more than that. I feel like. Oh no,
Yeah.
I already I reloaded them. Every time I reload the map,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 27.
Yeah, that's graceful flip. However you want it to happen,
Mary
it
is gonna
happens.
you're just gonna see her rub her hands, and when you see people in what gymnastics when they like run
Yeah, yeah.
and then do all the flips, that's what she's gonna do, and she's gonna land in the water with her like arms out, perfect.
Cool. Well, okay, you're gonna land in the water, like near the shore, near the cliffside.
Yeah, near the shore. Like she's gonna land with the arms out. That was the big thing.
How close to the thing emerging from the water do you want to land?
She wants to land as close as physically possible.
Okay, she lands within 5 feet, and now that she's this close, and the creature has continued to move out, she sees like an arm up to the bicep, and another arm, and as the figure pulls itself, really only from like the shoulders up out of the water, and the rest of him is still in the water. This is a lizard folk, and the only lizard folk you have met recently is the logger.
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, hey, you good? What happened?
He's obviously, those dark pools are pretty obviously blood. Looking at him, you can see a wound in his neck actively bleeding, and he tries to respond, and it just comes out as a gurgle.
Okay, Mary is can she attempt that? Do you remember how we tried like with Tim's hand when she healed it to like with that one spell she has to try to control the bleeding? Could we do a repeat of that?
This is a little bit more serious of a wound, so in this case, no.
Okay, can she do a heal thing at least?
Heal check is to stabilize a downed opponent or a downed ally, and he's still conscious, just unable to speak or trying
Okay.
to. Doesn't look like he'll be conscious for long. You'll get a chance to use that
Yeah.
heal check if you just wait. But
Yeah, okay. Mary's gonna yell, Tim, get your ass down here now. People need saving.
Tim have heard of this?
yeah, she's not that far away.
Okay. Yeah, Tim's just like, people need saving. The light of life has gone back into Tim's eye. He's gonna pop up and sprint down there.
Okay.
Oh. And
Are you
falls
gonna?
off
Are
the
you going
table.
to jump down, or are you going to climb down?
Ooh. He's gonna climb down. He's not an idiot.
Okay, please roll me a climb check and make sure you're using the appropriate modifier for being exhausted.
Okay. I put the thing in so I don't have to worry about the
There you
numbers.
go. Yeah, as long as you put the thing up, then you're good. It'll do it for you.
Let's get that roll.
Or not exhausted, fatigued. I'm sorry. Stupid deal.
Those.
What's your final, Mr. Math?
Nice. Let's see. Climb. Hopefully there's a point there. Climb.
Gonna be at the top.
Minus 215.
15. That is enough to scale this rocky cliff, albeit slightly awkwardly, but you've definitely stumbled worse. And you get down and you see Mary, like standing next to the lizard folk logger from previously, and he's only sticking out of the water from about his shoulders up. His arms are like over his head. He was like clawing, himself on, but the rest of him is still underwater, and he's
Mary's gonna look
blood
and be
fucking
like,
coming out of his neck.
Mary's gonna look at Tim and be like, you need to take care of his throat. He has at least 2 spots of injuries, but neck is where we need it the most right now.
And as he's like pulling up there, he's gonna prepare a couple of actually a cure moderate wound.
Okay.
And then he's gonna roll that. Let's see what the thing is because I haven't actually used it before.
Ooh.
Cure moderate. 2d8 plus 6. Okay.
Didn't in time for me, so it may take me a second to respond as I finish a bite.
Ooh, what you eating?
15. He's gonna
Some
heal.
scatty. 15. Wow.
Yeah.
So you watch as the wound closes itself, and the first thing the lizard folk does is take a deep breath and then and he, like tries to stand up super weakly, like his legs give out under him and he like braces himself and he continues to stand and he looks at you all and says they're dead, all of them, the goblins, they came for us. It's like, why did you leave? It was your job.
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, let's not argue about this now. Come with us. Let's get you to somewhere safe where we can treat the rest of your wounds.
And he, gets up and is standing with you guys, hunched over, holding his side, which is obviously the source of the other wound. Doubled over, and he says, "This nowhere in this forest is safe."
Mary's gonna look at him. We have horses. We will get you out of the forest. Let's get you there first. Mary's gonna yell, Art, we might need some help. Be ready.
All right.
And I guess, if the lizard man lets us, I guess Mary and if Tim's cool with it, kind of try to help him get up there.
Yeah.
Raven, they're the one who has to sweat all this stuff. I just get to drink a beer and tell them what happens. Okay, so I'm sorry. Describe to me what is happening one more time. Mary and Tim are down there. Has called to Art. Is Art like coming down to meet them?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. And you find the two of them with this lizard folk. Corbin stays up with the horses, but you just hear his voice hollering down. Are you guys? Do you need a horse?
Mary's gonna, yeah, probably. Art, do you want to grab one of the horses? Someone? Or, no, I'll go grab it. I'll go grab it.
And all of you guys can see there's not an easy way to get a horse down here.
Mary's gonna look and be like, okay, I'm gonna get the horse as close as possible. You guys gotta get him up. And she's gonna go run to go to the horse.
Okay. For the sake of time, I will allow you to scale that wall without a climb check, and get to the horses. And you're going to pull them to the edge of the cliff as close as you can get them. Is that what I'm hearing?
Maybe like a little bit less farther than the cliff, but like so it's not like they're 20 feet from the cliff.
Okay, so you're gonna
like maybe 5 foot.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. So you and one or both of them. Which horse?
We will go with. Which one's bigger? Chestnut or Black Beauty?
Black Beauty's probably bigger, but Chestnut is probably stronger.
Okay, probably Chestnut then.
Cool. Then you and Chestnut are standing on the cliff edge. Art, you have this lizard folk who is like not very interested in letting you guys help him. It seems like it's a pride thing. He's like batting your hands away anytime you try and help him. So, I can do it. And he, starts trying to climb this wall. And he rolls fairly well despite his disadvantage. Well, I guess he has disadvantage. Yeah, he gets about 2/3 of the way up, and it's clear that he's probably strong enough to climb the wall. and you guys both doubt he's strong enough to like get himself over the lip.
Tim is going to once he's noticing that, he's gonna, I guess, reach down and with a cure light wounds prepared. Whenever he reaches his hand, he's gonna heal him a bit more.
Okay. What's that number? Just so I know. You'll have to climb up after him because it's a touch distance spell.
9.
But you are healthy, and it is much easier for you to climb up after him and to heal him, and with more strength in his voice. As I said, I didn't need your help. And he, climbs up over the ledge much easier, obviously because of your help. And Mary sees, his lizard folk body, kind of like, Pride Rock style over the edge. But he's able to, muscle his way up. And he stands up there with you, sees you with the horse, and, looks past you, see the other horse, looks down at you and says, "You don't have enough horses."
We'll figure it out. Mary's gonna look at, okay. She's gonna kind of look around and be like, Tim, Art,
It's a good
which of you
visual.
was walking? Which
You know
of you
exactly
running?
what I'm talking about.
I guess Art will run. I'll run.
Okay, so
Art,
you're gonna run. Who's riding with the lizard folk, if anybody?
Mary will ride with the lizard folk.
And you get on. He's already holding the reins of the horse, and does not seem interested in letting them go. Are you gonna ride shotgun, basically?
Yeah, she'll ride shotgun.
Okay, right. Art is running, which means Tim and Corbin are on the other horse. Tim gets motion sick. Corbin literally doesn't know how to drive a horse. So who's driving the horse?
Tim, he at least knows something of what you're supposed to do.
Cool.
Better a drunk driver who at least knows the rules of the road than a 15-year-old who's never been on the road.
Who do you want driving, the toddler or the drunkard?
The drunkard.
Oh man, that's great. Okay, so once he and Mary are saddled without checking in with the rest of you, the lizard folk immediately heads into the woods towards the logging trail, takes a sharp right, and gallops, up the logging trail back towards the main road. Mary, if you want to react to that, you can. Now is the time.
Mary's gonna go. Where exactly are we headed?
It's Ruinswick. Safety.
Wait, what was the last bit?
Safety. He's a lizard folk, so his S's are hard. But
okay. But Mary's gonna say, "Let's stop at the camp, so we can gather ourselves. These horses aren't gonna make it there."
Okay, great. You guys are now well out of sight from these guys. The rest of my dudes left. This lizard folk and Mary have taken off down the logging trail. Do you take off after them?
The lizard kidnapped your woman.
Definitely. Tim's gonna attempt to do this quickly, but obviously, exhausted, so
animal handling check. Please and thank you, sir. And I may ask Art for an acrobatics check, depending on how Tim's animal handling check goes.
Okay.
Just for actually no, never mind. I'll save that. I was gonna say I could use the untrained reroll, but it's not a terrible 13.
Yeah, you only get one a day. Yeah, it's not great, but it's enough to. I mean, it's a logging trail. You just gotta not fall off and not knock Corbin off. And Corbin passed his ride check, so he's fine. So they're all fine. So Art, I would like that athletics check or acrobatics check, please.
I'm gonna use my metal dice.
You use whatever dice you want, my man.
Oh, yeah. I don't. I don't think you told Jennifer, but you with the metal dice, how you got 2 max rolls.
No, I didn't. Jennifer, literally, the first roll of that set was a D20 roll, and I was playing as a character, so I was in a one shot. So I was playing as Teddy Gilmore, the gnomish bard, and he rolled an attack roll, nat 20 out the gate with his crossbow. The only crossbow attack he took all night, nat 20. And then, so I got to roll the dice and double it. I rolled my d8 for damage. It was an 8. So he did 20 damage at level 3 with a crossbow on a crit. The absolute max damage he could possibly do with that weapon as the first 2 rolls. So thank you for the dice. It was great.
No props.
Similar luck, Daniel.
No, I rolled a 3.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
But my acrobatic is a 7, so it would be 10.
Okay. Not super quickly, but despite the fact that you are running behind these horses, you are not going to be able to keep up with them. You are already falling behind, and you guys have just started.
We can tie a rope to his leg and just drag him.
That is how they used to torture and kill people back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. He just needs to save some constitution. He just needs to pass some constitution saving throws.
Treat it like a straight up game and use game mechanics. Okay, exactly how much damage would he take riding behind the horse? Is that every hour? Is that how often is that? Okay, but in all seriousness, Tim, are you trying to keep an eye on Art at all? Are you like watching him, or are you looking ahead to try to catch up with Mary? Like because that's what it sounded like you were doing.
Yeah, I guess maybe that, and like looking back, because obviously Artemis is a strong dude, but you know, a horse is a horse. A person running is a person running.
He's like 100 feet behind you, and you're about to lose him because you're about to go around a bend.
Shit.
But you've already lost sight of Mary and the lizard folk, and they're only getting farther away from you.
And he didn't.
Who have said nothing to you, and you have not heard their conversation. The lizard folk and
Yeah.
Mary just took off down the logging trail.
I think he's just gonna yell backwards, like we're heading towards the main road.
You are in a forest which absorbs sound. A Constitution check, please.
Ah, shoot.
Pretty realism. Usually I wouldn't bog it down with quite so many rolls, but there's only 3 of you guys. I can ask you to roll for silly shit.
Oof. It was a Constitution, right?
That's right. That's how loud you are.
4.
Art, you don't hear anything. You see Tim turn his head, but you don't hear anything.
Art's just gonna, he doesn't want to waste any breath yelling or anything. He's just gonna try to trudge forward.
Okay.
Keep on running.
And it sounds like Tim is also going to keep going.
Yeah, if it's the thing of like whether he heard him or not, he's made the effort. He does not want to lose sight of Mary in case they're going somewhere, else.
I will say that at your current pace, you guys are able to catch up with Mary and the lizard folk in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. Leaving Art well behind you guys. Art can hear the hoof prints of the horses receding and getting quieter and quieter. And at this point, he can only trust they're still ahead of him. He can't see him. He can't hear him. All he can hear is at his own feet, crunch, 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 as he's making his way down the logging trail, in his fucking armor, sword clattering against his leg with every step, working it, getting his workout for the day in.
That's right.
So, let's see here. So, you guys catch up with Mary and the lizard folk. Mary seems to be pleading with the lizard folk to stop at a camp, and they hear you coming up behind them, and the lizard folk, I guess you couldn't hear he rolled his eyes, but seems agitated, and he stops his horse next to one of the puddles of blood, next to one of the bloody trees, and turns to Tim, who is now rode up on him, and says, "You ride slowly."
Normally you ride. Where?
And he points to the blood. Whose blood is that?
Mary's gonna say it was a human. Large human male.
Found him dead on the road.
And the lizard folk will shake his head and say, "So I wasn't the only one to get away, but the only one to live." And he, turns to you guys and says, "Where is his body?" And you guys,
Further up the trail.
yeah, you guys he's probably about 10 minutes up the trail.
Mary's gonna be, it's further up the trail. We can go there, look at his body, then make break for camp.
He nods and immediately takes off again, back down the road. We lost Daniel. Are you still in Discord?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, did they kick me out?
Yeah.
We lost you. We're all
No.
theater of mind right now, so you're super fine. Take your time getting back in.
Yeah.
But okay, so you guys travel that like 10-15 minutes up the trail, and you see the large pool of blood where the body was, but no body.
Shit.
And the lizard folk says, "What is this?"
So wait, what was he saying that in reference?
What is this? Like, just it's like a common phrase. Like what's the meaning of this? What happened here? Explain
No,
this.
in reference to what? I'm confused.
The pool of blood and the fact you told him there was a body, and there's obviously,
Oh.
like, he's not an idiot. There's a person's worth of blood here, but no person.
Mary's gonna look and be like, there are goblins there. We need to get the fuck out of here now.
And
We need
the lizard folk gets off the horse and says, "Leave if you are a coward. Says, I will find him." And starts
No.
he starts looking around the pool.
She's gonna be like, he was dead when we got here. They have taken his body. You can either come with us and help us, and we can figure this shit out, but we need to get to somewhere where there are normally groups of people. We need to get to a camping
He
site.
cuts you off. Then go!
Huh?
He cuts you off. Then go!
We can't leave you. You're the one who witnessed all this.
He says, "Then help me find him."
Why do you need to find it? What do you want his body for?
He said, "You said," and he points to, I guess he didn't hear Tim say that. He's going to say, "I'd like to bury at least one of them."
If we help you at least look for him, will you agree to come with us?
If he is truly gone.
There he goes. Okay, I will look for him. Can you hold the horse? Can you at least do that so we don't lose our ride?
And he takes the bridle and he ties it to the nearest tree. He says, "The tree will hold the horse."
At least watch it then, so the goblins don't take him like they did the others.
I'm assuming Tim's here, right?
Yeah, you guys are here. You guys caught up. You guys are here the whole time. You guys have been here.
Yeah, okay.
Like a perception or a survival roll to try to find any clues, to figure out
roll me a survival check, please.
Okay. Oop, that did not select a dice. Oh shit. Okay, there we go.
Art, are you or not? Art, I'm sorry. Art, you're still catching up. Tim, are you gonna? You're witnessing all of this.
There.
Hearing the argument, Tim's just gonna be like, "I'll watch the horse. I can't do much else right now."
Cool. 18.
You are able to discern that, unfortunately, your fears are correct, as you find a multitude of goblin tracks, um, like crisscrossed in and around this area. Like they go through the blood in some places, and you trace them all to a central location in the road, and then they disappear.
She's gonna. Did we ever get the lizard folk's name?
I don't know if you did.
Okay. She's gonna go, hey, and like in his general direction. Come here.
And he's gonna walk over and say, "Yes."
Goblin tracks. They have obviously taken his body. There is no chance with how many of them that there is any way in hell we're getting them back.
And he looks around and says, "Yes, but they end here." And it's, where did that many goblins go?
Mary's gonna go, oh shit. Look in the trees.
You guys look up.
Can she do a perception check?
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Tim can see this, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're not that
keep
far away.
rolling it out. The tower's big now, so I'm not used to it, so I keep rolling it outside the tower.
I supersized you.
22.
Well, first off, Tim, did you have a reaction?
Oh fuck is his reaction.
Oh fuck, that's a good reaction. I like that.
Did the lizard folk have a reaction?
Lizzie McGizzard. If that's a good name, I like that. I'm sorry. Did what now?
Did he have any reaction? Mary was, oh shit. Tim was, oh fuck. What's he gonna say?
Corbin's
like,
reaction?
No, the lizard folk. I wondered if he had one.
Reaction to what?
To like us being like, oh my god, they're probably in the trees.
That's not why Tim reacted.
Oh wait, why'd you react?
The tracks disappear.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Tim, are you gonna say something out loud?
Tim is going to very slowly slay the tracks disappear into thin air.
And Mary, you rolled a 22 on your perception check?
Yeah, to look in the trees.
You do not see, like, goblin eyes or, like, shadowy figures or anything of that sort. What you do see are broken limbs and what looks like a bomb detonated and like blew a bunch of limbs off or something.
Mary's gonna kind of grab the lizard's man arm and yank it to get his attention, and then point and be like, I think we found him.
And he says, "Those are broken trees." What?
No, they aren't. Can you pick me up and I can grab one?
They're too high up.
They're too high up. Can Mary try to climb the tree?
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, are you going to say anything before Mary starts climbing this tree? Because you see Mary point and the lizard look, and you can also see the broken branches.
Yeah, I mean, both.
Mary got a 15 for her climb.
That's enough to not fall flat on your ass climbing this tree.
Yeah.
You know, he was gonna say something, and then Mary like pointing up to the trees and like that's something else. So I think he's gonna wait for this.
Okay, Mary. After a minute or two, you climb to the top of the tree, and you, upon closer inspection, a lot of these break points are like jagged, kind of like trees look like in a really strong windstorm. But what is most striking to you once you climb the tree and are up there is that they are, where they've broken, are warm to the touch.
Hey,
there's no burn marks on them.
Okay, hold on. Earlier you meant tree limbs?
What'd I say?
You said limbs. I thought you meant that there were body parts.
No, I meant tree limbs. I meant limbs of trees. Pieces, branch.
Oh, I thought you meant there was a blown-up carcass of
I thought this was an Eldritch horror thing. I thought there were
Oh
broken
my
arms in the
God.
tree.
Oh no.
Hey,
Um,
I thought because
That's my
the
B.
lizard folk does not see the arms, and Mary was gonna go up there and start throwing the arms down.
Oh my God, that is hysterical. No, my apologies for not being clear. Broken tree limbs, broken branches.
Okay, I thought it was gonna be like broken arms that have been ripped off and torn about
Oh
and
my
all that.
God. Raven also thought that I meant that because of my description using the term bomb. I was trying to describe like a central force of impact, being the break pattern of these limbs.
Well, all I'm saying is you could retcon it now, and we could have limb tree.
No. There
Yeet
are.
tree.
You guys will fight a tree one day, I promise. But it is not this tree.
Grandpa tree.
Okay. I guess once Mary's up there and like Tim takes a second to look, and it's just like hella confirms his suspicions, and he's just like, Mary, necromancer.
Mary's gonna look around. Can she like look or do another perception check from this vantage point?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Do that.
Okay.
hey, I'm sorry. I should have mentioned something earlier, but
Oh, it's 8:30.
I just be getting ready.
Yeah, you're all good. We are going to be wrapping up this session soon.
Mary rolled a 16.
You notice that from your vantage point, it appears as if from directly below you there was some kind of force of impact, which like pushed and blew away all of these limbs that initially looked like an explosion of some kind. But now you're having second thoughts about whether or not something like Tim's bomb is actually what blew this up. There's no ash, there's no char, there's no fire.
Mary's gonna look back at Tim and say, Tim, what could blow something up that leaves no ash or no residue behind? Is there a bomb that does that?
Yeah, Tim's just gonna say Calorol.
Yep. And the lizard folk says, "Who is this Calorol?"
Calorol?
A necromancer.
He is a necromancer who has been fucking around in this area all across the world, it seems, who has very strong connection with goblins. We learned a lot about his connection to the Red Caps and their kind of enemy status, if you will. It appears that the goblins, at least, who were fucking around with your camp, were related to the Red Caps. So I don't know what he did here, but there is a chance that he came because there was a dead body near here, aka your friend, and has taken his body for purposes. That's the only reason why. Because as you put, there's nothing in the trees. They didn't hide him in the trees. If this body would have been, there would have been blood, there would have been feet, there would have been something. And Calorol transports himself magically through teleportation with a bunch of goblin minions to carry things for him. So that's the only thing. And if that's the case, we really need to get the fuck out of here right now, because anywhere near death is normally where he shows up. And last time someone fucked with him, he blew us up. So we have to go now.
That's great, Mary. Diplomacy check. I love it. That's phenomenal. Tim.
Uh-oh. It fell out the tower.
That's fine. Tim.
Get it
You feel a strange compulsion to approach.
Nat 20.
Wow.
Plus 10, hold on, let me see my diplomacy. Nat 20 plus my diplomacy is 30.
Okay. The lizard folk hisses at you. Necromancers are different than goblins. And he says, "I will ride with you." Tim. you feel a compulsion to approach the bloody pool where the body once was.
Tim will resist the compulsion.
Roll me a will save, please.
Oh, does Mary have to climb to do a check to get down from
No,
the
you
tree?
can climb down. It'll just take a second.
Oh, no. Oh, no, Tim. Oh, no, my baby. We're about to be fucked.
Yeah, not great.
I mean, I gotta know.
4.
Oh, my God, no.
You all watch Tim in a manner that Art immediately recognizes the awkwardness from watching Tim being forced to take the bag of gold is the only other time that he's ever seen Tim move this rigidly. And he approaches the edge of the pool of blood and drops to his knees, like in the pool. And you watch him reach his hand forward, into the blood up to the wrist. And Tim feels a small metal disc, which he plucks up and pulls out of the blood. And it appears to be about the size of a coin.
Oh no.
Mary's gonna be like, shit.
Well, I know Daniel has to go, so I'm okay.
We can end there. You can react to it at the start of the next session if you want. That's a great cliffhanger ending if you
Yeah, I can do it.
if you want to have some time. I just wanted to get that in before the end of the session, if possible. So
Yeah.
So you take some time. You think about how you're going to react to this. You can take a whole week. It'll be great. Daniel, thank you for joining us. Thank you for pushing a little late for us and getting dressed in a hurry for your workday. But we love having you with us and love playing with you. Thank you for joining us.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me again. It was a good session.
Cliffhanger. Raven, I'm great at it. You can ask the party. They hate it. They hate that I end my sessions on cliffhangers. It's not the first
Well,
time
I
I've
think
done
we
this
got a
shit to
good
him.
name for the YouTube video. Burn in Flames and the Bloodied Coin.
That's not
a good one.
It's not a bad name. It's not a bad name. Bloodied Coin is for sure going in it. Yeah, that's fucking great. I love that. Okay, I am gonna go wrap up stream real quick. You guys in game, give me just a second. I'm gonna go do outro and wrap it up. Give me just a sec. All right, Raven, thanks for stopping by, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I haven't reached out to anybody else yet, but I think I'm going to offer to run on Friday for our normal group. I know it's our off week. But I don't like offer to do it all the time because I have a lot of DMing responsibilities on my plate. But I really don't like going a week without playing D&D, and my Tuesday night game just took a month-long hiatus. So I'm looking for more D&D in my life. I'll probably put a message in offering to run on Friday. Super no pressure. Super no pressure. But I want to let you know, since you're here and you're also in that campaign, that there may be something coming through from me about that. Thick Link, thank you for stopping by. Let me take a look. I, at this moment, do not quite have enough people in here for a raid. I would love to pay it forward if I did. Just not going to happen today, and that is okay. In the meantime, Raven, maybe I will see you on this Friday. If I don't see you this Friday, I will see you for sure next Friday, unless, of course, I hop into one of your streams between now and then. Speaking of which, I saw you doing that great work. How many hours you end up going? It was like you started off 48 hours, and then I saw an update for 56 or something. 60 hours. Wow. 60-hour bonus stream. That is wild. Raised $1,700 for Extra Life. Yeah, that's awesome. So good on you. So good on you. Yeah, I stopped in on you a couple of times, saw what was going on. That was a fucking marathon, man. That's more power to you. Incredible, inspiring, awesome. Okay, in the meantime, anybody who made it through all 2 hours and 35 minutes of this, perhaps on YouTube, perhaps by some other medium, congratulations. Catch us next week, Wednesday, 5:30, maybe closer to 6, and we will pick up right where we left off with the bloody coin. See you, Raven. See you guys. Thanks. Later.